So let us look at Article 26, Paragraph 1 of the India-USA Treaty. And this basically deals with non-discrimination, for nationality event. So if there is a discrimination which is based on nationality, right, that is something which is supposed to be dealt with in this article. Nationals of a contracting state, let's say we take the example of US over here. So US nationals shall not, which means it is compulsory, be subjected in the other contracting state, which is India, right? So nationals of US shall not be subjected in India to any taxation or any requirement connected therewith, which is other, that means which is different or more burdensome. More burdensome as in terms of doing certain things than the taxation and connected requirements to which nationals of that other state, which is Indian nationals, in the same circumstances are or may be subjected. The provision shall apply to persons who are not residents of one or both of the contracting state. Now, first, let's understand the meaning of this last particular line. Generally, the provision of treaty are applicable to people who are resident of one or both the contracting states, right? But what this paragraph says is it will apply even to people who may not be residents of either or both of the contracting state. Now, this can happen in a situation, let's say for example, there is a US resident, there is an Indian resident, right? There may be a person who is a US national, but let's say for example, he is living in Singapore. Generally, he will not be able to claim the benefit of the India-US treaty because he is not a resident of any of these two contracting states. But by virtue of this last line, since he is a national of United States, he can still claim the benefit of the India-US treaty even though he is not a resident of either US or India. Right? Now, what does the first paragraph say? It says that the nationals of a contracting states, which is a US national, shall not be subjected in India to any taxation or any connected requirement which is different or more burdensome, which nationals of India are subjected to under same circumstances. So if the circumstances are different, then obviously there could be a difference, right? In what area should the taxation be? It should be in the area of tax or any requirement connected to tax, right? But some of the points which one needs to note here is that even if you are not a resident of either of the two states, you can claim the benefit as long as you are national of one of these states, right? If there's a discrimination which is done, not based on nationality, but maybe based on residency, that is something which is not covered under this particular article. Like I mentioned initially, some stateless person may also be there for whom Article 26 paragraph 2 or 24 paragraph 2 might be there, but it's not there in the India-US treaty, right? When we talk about nationality, the case of a PE is not covered here. Why? Because for PE there are specific provisions. So some of the key characteristics is who are covered? Nationals of a contracting state. Stateless persons based on the current definitions are not included, but if included, there has to be a specific mention for that. What is the ground of discrimination? It has to be taxation, okay, or any requirement connected with taxation. Taxation or any requirement should not be other, which means different or more burdensome than what is applicable to the nationals of that other state, India, in same circumstances. The circumstances necessarily have to be same. It is not identical circumstances, Just mark the word over here. It is not identical. It says same. Does it apply to non-residents of both states? Of course, that's what the last time was which we were discussing. And who are nationals? In case of individual, the person should have nationality of a treaty partner country, right? So he should be a national of US or India according to the laws of that state. But for people who are other than individual, they should be deriving nationality under the laws in force in a contracting state. So let's say, for example, an Indian company which is incorporated in India is considered as a national of India, right? Similarly, other corporate entities or maybe other type of entities should derive their nationality by virtue of the law of that state.